to find the rabbit's head, rabbit's head, rabbit's head. Oh, here's the little rabbit's head.
It's time to go to bed.
And one fish, two fish. And one fish, two fish. And a red fish, blue and fish. Two fish. And a red fish, blue and fish. Two fish. All right, I think I'm good there. All right, I think I'm good there. All right, I think I'm good there. All right, let's check and make sure YouTube is running okay. Yeah, I think, hold on. Let's go over here to my channel. I had something that said warning. Why did you say warning? What were you saying warning for? Warning, the stream's current bitrate is lower than recommended. It'll be fine. It's fine. There we go. It'll be fine. It's fine. All right. YouTube is fine. Twitch is fine. I think I'm going to knock out a few renders for promo pics, and then I'm going to work on the not a Hooters outfit. So that is totally what we're going to do tonight. So here's the PowerPoint template that I use for setting up promo images. These are the info promo images. So this is where I set up the things like the surfaces. So I'm working on the Coquin bodysuit here. We have our shapes here. I still need to do renders of the special morphs. Those will go here. And material presets. And then I still have to make main promo images and a few other promo images. But right now I'm going to knock out the materials. Then we're going to move on to working on the server outfit. I'm calling it MVP server outfit. It's going to be like a sports themed restaurant bar. And the main promo one, I think, is going to be kind of like a referee's outfit. But I'm not sure what I'm going to do for the other ones. Anyhow, let's do these. Let's see if I can get these knocked out. There's a fair number of these. And so we're going to do this. I'm going to turn that off. We're going to hide that. I'm going to resize this a little bit so it's a little larger. Hopefully these renders should be fairly quick. That's my that's what I'm kind of hoping for. We'll do that. We're going to hide the Genesis figure because we don't need to see her. Do that. Let's change the size. This is currently set up to render tip files, so it's 256 by 256. So I'm going to actually do. So we're going to just change over here render settings. Is that right? I think 256 by 512 should be good. Or do I want to? Let's see what that looks like. So if I do that, we're going to render with no background, and then I'm going to line those up in the PowerPoint. So let's also come over here to environment, and we'll turn the dome off, and we'll make sure draw ground is off. And then I'm just going to come over. I have you into a testing folder right now, don't I? I think you're in 4. There it is, Coquin. There's all the material files. I think I have like 30 of these. So we're just going to go through, apply the texture, do the render. I'm going to save the render. Hold on, I'll be right back. I got to check something real quick here. I have to change my radio. Okay, I'm back already. Yeah, we're going to save it here. I'm just going to call these HM01s, and then we just knock these out. So Control R, we rendered. That's the chainmail version. I don't even have to let it go all the way when it gets good enough, I think. we can stop that. You made a scene with two models, both wearing your outfits. Oh, nice. Rockabilly swim, and the dude has the rebel outfit. It is kind of a natural combination, isn't it? All right, that's probably good enough. We'll cancel that. Do this. Hit that. HMO2. Excellent. Moving along. We have fantasy scale. Skimware. Getting ready for the. Oh, cool. So there is that. You're going a little faster than the chainmail was. Of course, at a certain point, we can just stop this. That point's probably good enough right there. HM03. Okay, these are the spandex versions. No, you're glittery. That's right, we have the glittery versions. I'm not putting those on a real character. It's a little transparent. Not gonna lie. That one's going really slow, isn't it? Look at that. All the shininess and that transparency. We're over 2,700 iterations, so you know what? I think I probably can close that already. Save that. In HM04 that. Moving along. I have 3 glittery textures here. I should put these in the PowerPoint and see if they're looking big enough, though. I might want to render these a little bit larger. And I should probably cap the number of iterations at like about 2,500 or something. So that's probably good enough there. Oh, 05. All right, let's take a quick peek and see what they look like when I put them in the PowerPoint. Yo, Art, how are you doing? Oh, I didn't do any shout outs. Charles is already calling it a night. Check out Charles. We got Willie in the house. And our good friend Art. I'm starting to think 512 might be a little small. So I'm probably going to re-render those a little bit larger. What am I looking for? That's totally not what I'm looking for. That's the wrong thing. Let's come over here to promos. Coquin suit. I dump those in here. I make you smaller. Actually, this might be. I think that's going to be a little blurry. We're going to kick up the resolution on that. I think we'll do 512 by 10. And then I'm also going to set the. We'll cap the number of iterations at 2,500 here. So let's tweak this. Granted, this will make things a little slower. And I have to redo the 5 that we already got done. So it's going to be 512. Let's say 1024 because we like the magic numbers. It's progressive rendering. Is it set up in here? Maximum number of samples. I currently have it at 5,000. Let's take that down to 2,500. Yo, Lund, how are you doing? That's exactly what a string theory looks like. Yes, sir. And thank you for the follow. I saw that just happened. So I'm just torching you with renders today, and then we're going to work on the server uniform. So I got the shoes textured. I'm pretty happy with how that's looking so far. And we'll see where we are. I know the shoes need a little bit of adjustment. The So the outfit right now has got shorts, tank top, pantyhose, and sneakers with socks built into them. I'm not making separate socks. We'll set it up so you can easily hide the socks if you don't want the socks. I'm not entirely thrilled with this one. I may drop this one and see if I can swap it out for something else, but we'll see. Or I may get lazy and just leave it because I've got so many other textures in here. So that's going to overwrite that one. We could probably make this a little. Will it remember it's larger if I do this? Oh, I still do have to add morphs to make the straps thicker. I'm probably going to do that tomorrow morning, though. Because when I deforce this, I have a little bit of a contraction on these when it deforces, so these get even thinner. So what I want to do is add a morph that makes all the straps a bit thicker. So if you run the deforce and you think the straps are too thin, you can always make them a little chunkier. Or if you really like them being that thin, you can just leave them alone. Call it a day. I don't see this getting any better, and we're at like 1700 iterations. Probably fine. So we'll save that out. And I've already started doing these. This is the metal scales. That doesn't look really realistic, but I don't know. It's still kind of neat. I think my rivets probably get stretched when we simulate this, though. Yeah, so this one's already at 95. Look at that. And you can really see that fake thickness. 2000 is probably good enough. We'll just stop that, do this, save that right here. Say yes to that. We'll do the fantasy mail. It's the classic, only has armor where you really need it. It's already at 92. I probably should, you know what? I'm going to just change it to 2000. This is probably good enough. Cancel that. Save it out. That went really fast, didn't it? All right, now we've got 5 done, 25 more to go. Uh, these glitters are a little slow because they're transparent and reflective. And I did say I wanted to switch this. Let's switch you to 2000. Seems to be more than enough for what we're doing. Just patiently waiting for it to do its thing. There it goes. It hit 2000 and it finished. Okay, you are HM06. I think these spandex will go faster even though they got an opacity on them. That went fast. That went even faster for some reason. Wait a minute. 09. We have some floral patterns. I'm thinking this will be the hero texture. So when you load the outfit in, this is the texture that comes in on it. And then moving right along. So I got 3 floral textures here. I have 6 spandex, I have 3 glitters, and then I have 3 fantasies. And then we have all the worn versions, because you know we like the dirt. Okay. Oops, wrong button. There we go. That's a render. And then if you don't like any of these, there are the generic shaders nearby, so you can just apply your own colors. And you always want a white, you always want a black. We already did the black. So with the finish of this one, we're halfway through. These are the last of the clean textures. Now we're going to the dirty textures. This one's actually tattered a little bit too. So of course we'll have Zombie Girl wear that in a promo image. Andre just rated B at easel. Or at easel? I think that's 16. Man, I missed Andre. I wasn't paying attention. That's got holes in it. Oh, that doesn't look distressed. I'm going to have to resave this one. That needs to be down here. I got to resave this texture and then re-render this. Dang it. So let's stop that. I gotta reopen up Substance. Are you actually using the same thing? Did I do something really goofy here? She just rated, popped into stream to tell her hello, and shortly afterwards she raids out. Are you taking it personally? Is that what you're saying? I have the wrong texture there. I gotta resave this. Copy that, and I'm just gonna apply that to all of this. That's better. I actually have to resave this material file over this. So, material preset. You are Warm Fantasy Male. We're going to save everything except for the simulation settings. Uncheck those. To accept, impatiently wait while it does its thing. Next thing I know, I'm watching your stream and I hear B at Easel ranting about something. Not ranting myself, just caught me off guard. Yeah, she's a little loud, isn't she? It's like, wait a minute, that's not what Andrea sounds like. Come on, save, save, save. If I were doing a lot of these, I would shut the CMS off. But hopefully I'm only doing one. Oh, it's so slow. Okay, there we go. Now we can render that. Yeah, if you put that on somebody, that wouldn't be Twitch safe. Is it almost done? It's almost done. There we go. Where am I at? 17. That's the dirty scale. Boy, that went pretty quick. I'm happy. HM, I think this is 18. Try that again. HM 18. My numlock went off. Dang it. That was my problem. That's better. Okay, these glitters might take a little bit of time to render out just because actually with the dirt on there it goes a little faster. All right, now I can take a short break. We've got our two chickens intense mug by Liverick, and I am just drinking milk today. Yep, almost done. Look at it. There we go. I don't know, where am I at? I think I'm at 19. This is the one I'm not fond of, but I've got so many, so I'll probably just leave it. We're getting there. I think you were 20. Yeah, you're 20. There we go. This is 21. That just looks weird. I think my opacity may be off on that a little bit. Yo, DJ Ray, how are you doing? I think I want to stop this. I want to check something. I think this might be off a little bit. I might need to um just double check something here. Yeah, I think I've got something screwed up in here. I think I can fix it. We have the technology. So I'm going to redo. What are you looking like? My cutout opacity. No, it should be fine. I'm going to save it. I'm going to inspect that later when I get a chance. I think you are 21. Hey, everybody, check out DJ Ray in the house, baby. I'm just doing renders of an outfit right now. Then I'm going to work on another outfit. Hey, anytime, Ray. I think that's 22. 23. 24. Thanks. Appreciate it. So when we get these done, we'll put them into PowerPoint that I will then save out later as the promo picture. 25, 25, 25. Here it is. HM 25, HM for hierarchical materials. Although this isn't, these are just materials. No, that was 24. This is going to be 25. Dang it. Control R. So I think, where is it? Yeah, this needs to be 24. This one's 25. Okay, we got 5 more of these to do. So these are the dirty floral patterns. Six, 27. So close to 100. Come on. There it is. 27. 28. This color is martini. I looked it up. So this is the Warren martini. dirty martini. What is the dirty martini? There was something. What is it makes it dirty? Is it the olive juice? Is that what? I think that was 28. 29 is the dirty red. Because some of you like your wine red. And then this is the last one. This is the dirty white. Because some like white wine, but dirty. Almost there. Almost there. There we go. Okay, so now comes now I have to use math. So if I take, I think it's going to be, oh yeah, so we're going to do 4 pages of these. Nope, that's not it. Where's my duplicate? There we go. Repeat and repeat. So we'll put 4, 4, 4, and 3, and actually 8, 8, 8, because we'll do the dirty ones too. So I'm going to just take these. We're going to shrink them down to about like so. That is, I don't know, what if we say 2 inches there? And we're just going to line these ones up across the bottom, like so. I think I'm going to make these smaller. Then we're going to put the worn versions up in here. So we'll come down here and grab these. And what did we do too? Although we are going to make these smaller. And then they're just going to sit kind of like that. All right, we're going to shrink these down and rearrange them a little bit. Actually, they're on the wrong page. I want these to be up here on the first page. Let's group all that together. Let's resize that so they all kind of fit like so. Center that up. And we're just going to take these ones and just pull them up a little bit. Give me a little more space. And that's going to be the pages that shows off the material options that come with the set. I'm going to copy these. Paste them here, here, here. Put you over there. Go over there. And you're 178. I'm going to remember that number for later. Okay, now we want the next batch. So I got my Explorer open on the side, so I'm just rushing over there to grab 1, 2, 3, and 4. Drop those in. What did I say? 178. 1.78. That's better. That aligns with that there. What am I doing? The black is the last, so we kind of drag these out like so. 178. Exactly. 1.78. And then you and you, you and you. There we go. So these are the clean ones. Those get aligned up with that. Bring that over here. Drag that so it lines up there. Then we can just select all of these and we space them out evenly. There we go. So that's that page. Okay, so we're moving on to the next ones. So these are the next 4. They get aligned up with that there. That comes here. And then let's go get the dirty versions of those. I think these are them right there. Those align with this one. Yeah. I can get rid of those now. I only keep those ones there to help me align everything else. And I'm probably good. Maybe pull you over just a little bit. Select all of those and space them out evenly. And then we have our last, the last one only has 3. So kind of put you over here, and you guys are gonna kind of line up like that. My white's in the wrong spot. You're the dirty white. I just realized that looking at this. That did not take. All right, that's good. We put that there. What was this color called again? I've already forgotten. It was something cool. See, now it's bothering me. What were you called? So the pinkish one is azalea. That is actually, oh, martini, that's right. I vaguely remembered it was a drink, but I knew it wasn't whiskey. Okay, so that sets up the promos for the 30 material options. All right, so I'm gonna, that's all I wanted to do with this for now. I'm trying to get this submitted to Daz tomorrow, although it might end up being Saturday the way I work. Okay, so I've got that out of the way. We're going to move along to working on the server outfit now. That's right. How about a George Bailey? So is this good? Can I just do... Let's try this file. I'll be right back. I got to do something again. Hold on. Okay, we should be fine. You're going to be Coquin Thumbs Large. That's what I'm going to call you. Alrighty, let's do a file new. Let's do a new. Because we're done with this for right now. Let's go take a look at where I am with the server outfit. I'm thinking I might set up some textures for that. So here, let's start. So let's go down and look at that. And we're going to get back to the cave clothes and the French maid Saturday or Monday. But today we're back on this. So after I get this Coquin suit done, MVP serves the next outfit I'll be working on. Where am I? There I am. Okay. You know what I don't need? I don't need these socks anymore. So I'm going to move that. And we'll just stick it over here for right now. Because we're going to just include the socks with the shoes is what I'm doing. And I've noticed these outfits, they come with pantyhose. So we're making pantyhose. I kind of wanted to make a decent set of pantyhose anyhow. Um, I do have to add a morph because you can see the hose are kind of poking through the shoes a little bit. So we're going to have to add a morph to the shoes to fix that. Maybe we'll do that right now. I'm going to color this so it's on the obnoxious color. It's easy to see. There we go. So we can see what all we're poking through. So let's take you and we're going to what's my mesh resolution? You're set to base. Let's export that out. And you're in a folder called projects. I'm in the wrong folder. That's my Daz library. Here we go. Projects. This is in a folder called MVP server right there. Gonna come into here. You know what? I'm gonna make a new folder morphs. I'm gonna say this right here. G8F pantyhose. It's probably good. Here we'll select the shoes. All right, we'll take the resolution down. I don't think I am using mesh smoothing. We'll turn that off. We'll export that out. G8F shoes. Looks good. All right, now we're going to do a little bit of blender. So we're going to bring the pantyhose in the blender. We'll bring the shoes, and then I'm going to fix it so that it doesn't poke through. At least that's the plan. So I've got the current version of Blender installed, the 4.50. Import projects, MVP, whip, morphs, and I want the pantyhose, and I want the shoes. And I might be able to try some symmetry with this. We'll see how that works out. Sometimes it's not so great, but we'll try this X symmetry. Here we'll turn on a little bit of proportional editing. What I want to do is just kind of maybe bring this up a little bit, and we'll just adjust our fall off. You were supposed to come through. There we go. I think kind of like that. All right, so we got a little bit of pokey through in here. So just gonna maybe pull that out a little. Maybe push it forward just a little. All right. Yep, we saw some back here. So I'm just gonna pull that out. So, and I've got a little bit of poking through in here. Is my... That is... Okay, symmetry is working. At least I think it's working. We'll take a quick peek. I should have paid more attention when I was doing this. I think it's fine. I think I got a little bit of a weirdness going on right there. And that might have come from this. So I'm going to just fix that a little. Or we'll double check this. Hold on a second. I'm going to... Let's hide this for a second. I want to see what the unmodified shoe looks like. If I had a little goof. I do have a little goof in here. You know what? I'm going to fix that right in here. I'm just going to pull that out just a little bit. And I'm just going to resave this and update the other mesh. So here, I'm going to just do that. Go to here. I'm going to overwrite you. And I'm going to do that again because I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing. I forgot to check selected only. Okay, now we're going to do that. So by not doing that, I exported everything. Anywho, that's good. This is it. This is going to be a fit pantyhose. Hopefully I don't have to change this too much. Fit pantyhose. And I have no idea where I just typed that. Damn it. Okay, that should be good. Let's try this. Okay, we're going to make a couple of changes to these shoes. First off, we're going to tweak the shape just a little bit because I got a little bit of weird, really closeness in there I want to update. So we'll update the geometry. From file. I have no idea where I am. Okay. That one there. That's the new shape that we tweaked just a hair. And you're probably not even going to see it. We just fixed it right there. It's so subtle you may not even notice it. I noticed it, but it was really subtle. All right, now we're going to bring in that morph we just made to fit the pantyhose better. So let's do that. You are my Morph Loader Pro, aren't you? Yep. Totally in the wrong spot because that's the way it rolls. Projects, MVP, whip, morphs. There's that fit pantyhose morph we just made. I'm going to accept that. And we're going to do a little bit of tweaking here. That I'm probably going to get rid of eventually, but here, let's do a couple of things on this. We'll change the colors. These are the colors I like to use for adjustments. And also we're going to change the path to actor and adjustment. I like to say it with a like that. Except that. Let's pop over into here. And let's change this. And let's clean these up. So I have two expand alls. This one I'm going to change to say inflate. Because it's more like an inflate. Also, we can change. I'm going to change the colors in a second here. Cancel that. Accept that. And then here we're going to change the name of this one. Because right now that body underscore BS underscore expand all, we want to just say, oops, I didn't want to do that. I want to change the label here to just say expand all. And then I've got this one here, loosen ankles. It's got that extra garbage, we'll get rid of that. And loosen shins. I'm probably going to add a few more morphs to this. These are the ones that were created when we rigged it for Genesis 9. All right, and then here, we'll go to edit mode. This needs to be, these are already green, so they're good. Oh, but I do want to switch the group. Oh, here, let's make you green. I should have done that when I had it opened earlier. Okay, so that's kind of the same color as these other adjustments. And I'm not in edit mode. I thought I was in edit mode. Now we're in edit mode. We're going to set our property group. It says multiple. I'm going to, so I got to do this in separate groups. Let's do this. Take that S off. It's changed. You know what? Let's take the S off of that too. These two. So there's an S right down in here. We're going to lose right there. Excellent. So now when we're looking at actor adjustment, and there's all our Morse. And, you know, fit pantyhose. Let's make sure that works. That seems to work. What I'm going to do is I'm going to memorize this with fit pantyhose turned on. So I have a secret little button that just memorizes things right off the bat. Now we're just going to resave this. Yeah, because I changed the shape of this. So we're going to resave it as a figure prop asset. And this is the shoes. There we go. Save that. Say yes. Let's just check all of this stuff. All of that looks about right. I'm just going to zoom in and do a quick render just to make sure. Well, that's not, I have to redo this. I haven't, I'm kind of happy with how those are looking. Would I like to cancel this render? Yes, I would like to cancel. You know what I forgot to do is I forgot to reset the mesh smoothing and the subdivision back on. So we're going to reset that back to high. I'm going to reset that back to on. Now we're going to hit the memorize button again. And then I'm just going to resave it and make sure that those are saved. Do a quick render test. I was able to spot that those weren't done because of the render test. I think those are okay. I haven't quite decided what material I want for the pantyhose. I still have to look into that. You know what we can, I probably should, here, let's, what do we got? It's just a little past 8, so I'm going to check the rigging on the shoes since we're here. Let's see if I got to do. You know, the G8 shoes often need a little bit of touch up. G9 shoes rig a little better. Okay, so we can see we got some poke through. I don't know if I can fix that with just, I mean, we might be able to tweak that with a morph. And there's probably a morph kicking in on there. And I probably can do it with ZBrush. But anyhow, let's see if we can touch it up with the weight maps first. So there's the shoes. We're going down the left side to there. Yep, let's come over to tool settings and we'll select that. And I don't know, here, we'll just, if I just smooth that, does that do anything? That doesn't seem to be doing anything. I'm going to undo that because I forgot to turn on symmetry. If I do this, yeah, I don't think, I probably need to just tweak a morph in here. That was too subtle. Yeah, I don't, yeah, that's not going to work for me. I'm going to have to do something else. So there should be a morph that's probably, there's probably a JCM or a body corrective shape morph in here somewhere. So what we're going to do is come over here and see what we have and currently used, and we're looking for something like that. Probably that right there. Because I don't know, are you doing anything? You're not really doing anything. So I'm going to tweak this with ZBrush. We're going to copy this name right here and accept that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm launching ZBrush and we'll put this on as a corrective. We'll swap out this morph for our own. Oh, you didn't come in with the other thing. Damn it. Let's try this again. No, I need the pantyhose. Damn it. I screwed up. ZBrush is cool, except it's a little finicky with the Go Z bridge. I see now it's whining about stuff. I'm broke. All right, I just saved this. We got to shut this down and we got to relaunch, and then I can use ZBrush. I don't think Daz is actually launching. I think Daz is still actually shutting down. And there we go. Now Daz is launching. Oh, Alrighty. Do this. Back over to here. I want the shoes. I want the hose. So I want to select the shoes first, then we can select the other things. I'm going to pop over into surfaces real quick because we're just going to change the color on the pantyhose to make them obnoxiously visible. There we go. And you know what I forgot to do? I've got the wrong tool there. So what we want to do is we want to bend that foot. And then we want to fix it so that that doesn't pop through when the foot gets bent. So that's a matter of... I think it's still on the clipboard, but I could be wrong. So currently used, and that's in poses. Do I have a cat? Why, yes, I do have a cat. Well, we have a cat that lives here. It's not my cat though. Really? Hmm. I don't know. I've got my door closed and there's no cat in here. Hmm. Are you watching another streamer who's got a cat? I think I want to smooth this out a little bit first. Then we'll put that. Oh, and I got a little bit of pokey through over here too. Boo. Boo. Um, let's take a look at this left foot. Let's come over here. Let's go into the tool settings. Nope, it's probably the neighbor's cat. Oh, okay. Let's turn the smoothing on. Let's make these larger. Let me crank up the smoothing a little bit. So the idea is to try to smooth that out, but it doesn't seem to. And you know what? I forgot to turn on use symmetry. Let's do that first. It's smoothing it out a little bit. Probably good enough. I'll come over here and see if we can smooth that out a little. And then we'll do our corrective morph on these. So that's probably fine. Let's pop over to, so we're going to select that, that, and that. Oh, I forgot to get the name of the morph, damn it. Right here. And then I'm going to select these. Now we're ready to go ZBrush. Probably fine. Zoom in a little bit. Yay. Edit mode. Frame. So here, let's adjust our Z intensity. And let's make sure the smoothing's down here. Make this brush smaller. Maybe make that brush a little bit bigger. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to pull that out a little. And I had a little bit of a problem right there. So just kind of pull you out. Should be good. So let's try this. We used to go Z. That's not what I wanted. Did I do the right thing? Did I hit the wrong button? Let's try Go Z again. Create new object. No. What do you mean the topology has changed? I probably did this wrong. Let's try this again. Export with deformations. Accept that. All right. Go Z. What the hell is going on here? Why is it changing? This is annoying. All right, let's try. Let me try something here. Let's come up to general. Measures. Let's set you back to base just to be sure that it's not doing something stupid. And then we'll reselect that and that. Activate this. See if this makes a difference. It's still doing it again. Oh, bother. All right, I'm just going to have to do this with Blender then. Fine, be that way. We have Blender. We can fix this. I'm going to have to just kind of do this blind. On the other hand, I might be able to use the one morph twice. So we'll see how this works out. So ZBrush has let me down. I've got that selected. My resolution is base. We're going to just do this. Control V. There's the name of the morph that we're updating. Probably good. So in Blender, don't need to see that or that. We'll bring this in. And what I want to do is, so I got a little bit there, so we're going to adjust for that. Where are you? You're right about in here. So I'm just going to pull that out a little. And then we've got some in here. I need to just check. Yeah, right here. It's right up. So it's right up in here. So I think we can just, I have connected only on, don't I? I think that'll work. Let's see how this goes. So select that and we'll load in that morph. That one there, morph loader. Choose my morph. And do that. Except that did not seem to update quite the way I was expecting it. It fixed that. I think I just need to pull that out a little bit further. I think it's a little farther to the front. I may have missed a little bit of that. And that's probably good there. So we'll just re-import that. I think this should be, there we go. Hopefully that's good. I'm going to swap this and we're going to fix the other side now. I think I can just use that morph and use a swapping trick to use it to update the JCM on the other side. So basically what we're going to do is do this and Shift Y And we're going to swap the left and the right sides. And you see we got the same sort of poke through over here that we had over there. So select that, and we're going to see what currently used is. This one right here. So I'm just going to come in here, copy that. Let's update. So now we're just going to import this. And I'm going to just use this morph. And we're going to try to do some tricks with it. So one thing, we're going to rename it. So we have the new name right here. So, and then also I want to take this morph mirroring. Am I not getting a morph mirroring? No. Oh, I don't. Why are you not mirroring? What the hell? It seems to think that it's not mirrored. Why is that not? Why are you grayed out? Why am I not getting a drop down for morph mirroring? No! Suddenly it's broken. I think the rest of this is fine. That totally... Okay, I just have to redo this. That's all it comes down to. We just have to export you out, and I have to just make a separate morph for this side. How odd. Boy, things are just going weird tonight. So I guess we just have to do this, and Control V, and accept that, and pop back over into Blender. And I don't need you anymore. We want this one. So I know that we want to tweak in here a little bit. So we wanted to pull that out a little. And somewhere in about here, I think that gets pulled out. Let's see how this goes. And let's see if this works. All right, now we'll Morph Floater Pro. Boing. That one is good. Accept that. I think this is fine. Yeah, all right, let's do some more testing here. Well, that certainly went weird, didn't it? I'm getting a little bit there as well. Our poke through is kind of fixing it a bit. So let's switch you back to what you were before. I need you to be back at base, and I'm going to turn the mesh smoothing off. And there's probably currently used. All right, we're going to fix this one right here. So we'll change that one out. This would be a lot faster with ZBrush. Export you out. This name. Accept that. Okay, so what am I trying to do? I'm trying to just fix this spot right here. Does the rest of it look okay? I think the rest of it's okay. Looks great. Thanks, man. Let's push to use update modify so I can pull that out. And I think, where were we? Right about here. So kind of in here. So just gonna maybe pull that out a little. Resave that. Hop back over into here, reload that. I should do it like that so I can find the most recent one right there. Okay, so that fixes that. Let's do the swap. Same thing, swap right and left, except that. So we should kind of see the same problem on the left side that we just saw over there on the right. You did not swap because I had the wrong thing selected or something. Swap right and left. Let's try that again. There we go. Yep, same problem. It's this one here. Because I'm a glutton for punishment, I'm going to try to do what didn't work last time. So take you. Yeah, my morph mirroring is not working anymore. How strange. Anywho, cancel that. I have to just do it. The brush. I don't need you. You aren't playing nicely today. So hide that. Import. Did I save? I didn't save it yet. Damn it. Okay, export this. Import that. So our problem is down in here somewhere. And then load that in here. Alrighty, accept. There we go. Okay, so those are kind of working. It's just kind of a bummer I have to do it for each foot separately now. That seems to be fine. That seemed to be moving okay. Let's take a look in the back. Let's check our side to side and make sure that's still side to side was looking okay, I think. Not a lot of side to side action on there, but I don't see anything there. The twist is okay. So if we do bend twist side to side, do I need to tweak that at all? I think I'm getting lucky here. Yeah, I think that looks like it's good. All right, Control 8. Let's check the metatarsal. Next thing down. Bend you. I think that looked fine. And you can just do a little bit of twist with that, and that seems to be doing okay. We go the other way. I think that's fine. Do a little twist and shout. All right, reset that. Let's check these toes. We don't test for individual toes because these don't have them, so don't post the toes. How does that look? I might try to smooth that out a little bit. That seems to be fine. And if this side's fine, I'm assuming the other side's fine, so I'm getting a little lazy. All right, let's bend the other way. Ow. I'm totally going to smooth that out a little bit. So let's do that. Let's come over here to left toes. Tool settings. Let's go grab the weight paint brush. And we're making sure use symmetry is on. And we're just going to smooth that out a little bit, I think. So I think that's going to be good. Just to double check. I don't like the way it did that. Is that from the twist? Or is that from the bend? I'm going to isolate. Let me see if we can touch up the weight maps on just the shoelaces. This is part of the jankiness of weight painting in Daz. It's not good. So it makes things like this tricky. But if I come over here, problem is when I do a smooth, it doesn't go across unconnected elements. So if I just smooth that out, so I have to kind of paint in. See, that did just the opposite of what I really wanted it to do. Tool settings, we still get symmetry going on. Can I just geometry selection, select by surfaces. I think I want laces. And then this, that. Are you still painting the stuff that I don't have selected? That's annoying. I guess I can just add a morph or something to that. Is there a stupid trick I can do to improve this? Can I, you know, I'm going to back this up a little bit. Is that working? Nope, I've gone back as far as I can go. Dang it. I think I'm going to save my morphs and then reload and see if I... Because this is the only weight maps I've touched up so far, right? It's just the toe. And then I'm going to pay more attention to what I'm doing when I'm touching up the weight maps on the toe to try to avoid that, or even see if I have to make a separate morph for something stupid like that just to fix this. So here, let's select that. What time is it? I've got 23 minutes. Okay, I'm gonna, nope. I'm gonna do this modifier asset base. I'm just gonna save out all the morphs. So those corrective morphs I just did are saved. And then I think I can, if I just hide you, and then put this on that. See, that's not too bad. So what I need to do is be careful not to smooth that out too bad. I can smooth out the bottom. So that's probably going to be all right. So let's get back into here. Left toe on the shoes. That is just, oh, it's, do I got, what I got? Are the other shoes still showing up? Yeah, I got the wrong shoes selected. Dang it. That's what's weird. I don't want those toes. I want these toes over here. There we go. Got you. Come over to here. I want to say general weight. Turn on the smoothing. We're just going to try to be really careful about this. I'm still using my symmetry. So I just want to smooth this out a little down here. If I smooth out the top and it screws up, see right now that's kind of okay. So now if I touch that up, am I going to cry? I'm crying a little bit. I'm getting a little bit of a problem right in there. I think that's as much as I want to do with that. Let's check. Let's play with these a little bit. Mm. I have that eyelid that's sitting right there on that toe, isn't it? If I could set this to paint with a value, I swear weight map in this program is so garbage. It would be nice if I could set my brush to be, say, 50% and just paint this into 50% so that everything was even. But no, you can't. You can either add And I'm adding to everything. Or you can subtract. All right, I'm going to worry about this later. We'll work on the Genesis 9 one. I might be able to fix this somehow. You know, maybe take it into Blender and bend it into a better shape there and make that a corrective bend shape. So I'm positive there's probably a JCM being activated in here. Actually, is the JCM freaking me up by any chance? Let's check that just to make sure. So I'm going to click on you. And we'll come back over to here. And we'll say currently used. And there is a toe JCM kicking in. Which if we set that back to 0. No, it's still janky. I'm still just... Problem is my eyelid sits right there at that fold. That's not helping things. So I think I'm going to do is at some point get in there and just in Blender rebuild that bend and then swap this out for that. So I think I'm good right now. I don't think I need to do anything else with these shoes because we saved the morphs. So all of that work should be done. So let's work on the Genesis 9 version. So we're going to do a little bit of stuff with that. I probably need to add the fit pantyhose to that. All right, so we're good here. Let's get rid of this. So I made a little bit of progress on the shoes. Let's load in Genesis 9 and take a look at its shoes. So content library, yada, 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 9 clothing, MVP server. There are the shoes, boink. So let's see how let's get the pantyhose in here. And I see a little bit of poking through on that. Let's change the color of the pantyhose to obnoxious. So I see a little bit in here, a little bit there. We got a little bit poking in the back. Nope, just there and there. So let's do, so back to Blender. Actually, I think I can just do this with maybe ZBrush. ZBrush is being funny. So no, we're going to avoid ZBrush. So we're going to select the shoes. Let's see, where are we? General, master resolution, set that to base. I don't have smoothing on here. Take care of that. Let's export this out. Right there. I'm going to say G9. We'll just pop that into Blender. Go into edit mode, make sure that's turned on. Kind of take a look at where we are a little bit past the eyelet down from this one here. So kind of drop in there. Looking good. I saw the other side stretch. I probably just need to pull that out just a little bit like that. And then I've got a little bit right here. So we're going to grab this port, pull it up a little bit. So 1, 2, 1, 2 in here. Probably good. And then I'll export that. And this is going to be fit pantyhose. I'm just going to overwrite that because the other one seems fine. Load you in as a morph target. There we go. And let's do a couple other things. Let's Control Shift F. So we're going to do that. I'm going to put smoothing modifier on here. Edit geometry, add a smoothing modifier. Yeah. Come down here to Morse. We're going to make some adjustments to this. You are going to go into Actor Adjustment and change the colors to my adjustment colors. I think that's good. Let's set the default value to 100, so it's basically memorized. So you are currently, where'd you go? You're down here. So that is the current memorized. So if I Control Shift F, excellent. Mesh smoothing on, mesh resolution high. I'm going to clean up a couple of little things here. We're going to rename these. Also, I'm going to get rid of that S right there. And then we'll just do the same thing. Roots and shins. I forgot to move you guys. Dang it. That's right. You need to be, I can lose that S there. I'm going to move you down into there. So all of that's down in here. Excellent. Let's go ahead and save those for right now. And then we're going to check the rigging. I am optimistic I won't have to do anything with this because the Genesis 9 is just the transfer tool just rigs better than the Genesis 8. I don't know why. Now watch me have to make changes. It's gonna be one of them days. See, that looks fine. Am I seeing anything? Did that look okay? See, that looks perfectly fine. Side to side. Seem to be all right. And get some twisting action in there. See, that's looking okay. I guess I might smooth that out just a little bit, I suppose. Because that's just looking a little weird, isn't it? And that is the left foot. Let's grab that. Come over to tool settings, do that. Hit the smoothing. I'm not seeing my tools because it's doing that weird thing again. There we go. Oh, thank God I have summer retreat turned on. It's one of those things I sometimes forget to. I will check that after the fact. That's looking a little better, I suppose. All right, let's reset that foot. Let's play with the toes. You know, that's probably good enough. Let's see if the metatarsal. That always just is weird the way they set up the metatarsal for the Genesis 9. I just don't get it. Anyhow, this seems to be okay. I'm just going to resave that. And that's the Genesis 9 shoe is done. That was so much less work than the Genesis 8. And the Genesis 8 still needs... I could fix this a little bit better in here on the bend, but I'm probably going to live with that. So let's grab the server shoes G9, and we'll just resave that over in the wrong folder. Over here. Over that. I have these socks. We're going to get rid of those socks. Just double check and make sure that all looks good. All right, back over here. So we don't need these socks, so I'm going to cut that. And we'll just stick that up here in the... right in here. All right, let's look at making this shirt and the short textures. So we'll go back to... At some point, I gotta tackle getting textures for this. I'll see if I can track down some nice pantyhose textures and see how they did it. Because, I mean, I can kind of throw on my generics on here, and they don't look horrible. Although I probably want to tweak that. And then we'll put a... Here, let's try that. Let's see how that renders. You know, these generic shades might just be okay. Although I probably do want to add some seams in here. Anywho, let's stop that for right now. I'm just going to resave the pantyhose with that texture I have up right now. Pantyhose. Normally I use displacements for thicknesses, but with these pantyhose, I'm not going to do that because I don't want that displacement popping through anything that's on top of it. So are you all good? You all look good. So let's go ahead and add the shirt What did I just put the shirt on? Did I put the shirt on the pantyhose? I don't think so. I think I put the shirt on the... Yeah, no, I did put the shirt on the pantyhose. There they are. And the shorts. And do I have any textures for these already? I don't know. Let's find out. I think I might. What are you? You are MVP. I knew that. And it's coming up on 9 o'clock, so I'm going to just do this real quick and then call it a night. I do have a basic blue set up for this, so let's set that, resave these, and call it a night. So here, let's put on my generic base shader. Yeah. And actually, let's put the rough on here. So here, we'll put the referee colors right there. I'll put the height map in right there. Take my normal map, put you in over here. Have an opacity map, so we'll stick that right into there. Going to sleep soon. We'll let the raid raid itself and turn off my laptop. All right. Well, thanks for being here, Art. It is always a pleasure to catch you, buddy. Enjoy your rest, man. Say howdy to Snow Bunny for me. That did not work. Okay, what am I missing? I'm missing my... Do I have metallicity? We are not using metallicity because there isn't any. I do have a roughness map, though, so we're going to use that. And we'll crank that down. And I'm going to call those good, so let's save this out. I think I'm going to maybe add a logo on here that'll say MVPs. But anyhow, let's do this. Goes over the shirt. Probably good. That is the shorts. Looking good. I'm going to say this is a wearable preset. We'll do a quick render and then we'll call it a night. So wearable preset. So this is going to be MVP server outfit. And I think I need a space right there. And we're going to save everything but those eyes. And we impatient. There we go. That one, not too bad. Control R. Let's see how you're looking. All right, so I got good progress on the shoes. I still have a little bit more work to do on the Genesis 8 shoes. This is looking okay. Oh, I forgot my displacement maps. Damn it. All right, I'll do those later. It is just a minute past 9, so we're going to call it a night here. Thank you all for being here. I really appreciate it. Hey, if you're over on the YouTube, thanks. I appreciate that. If you're on Twitch, we're going to raid out. So YouTube, like and subscribe. Twitch, hang out. If there's actually anybody still here while we go raid somebody. We have raid calls for those of you who can join the raid on Twitch. That is, if you're not a subscriber. If you are a subscriber, you can use the sub raid call. There we go. Feel free to join the Discord. There we are. Buy my stuff at Daz. And I will be back Saturday at 1 p.m. for more stuff just like this. I'm not entirely sure what exactly we'll be working on. Hey, thanks for being here, Willie. And Lund, thank you if you're still around for being here, man. I appreciate that too. And everybody, check out Charles. He's already asleep. At least I hope he is. But give him a check him out. Let's see who's on the Twitch, and we'll raid out. Who do we have on Twitch? Let's bring you over here. You know, there's always Irumakin. And it's Thursday. You know what? Maybe it's a Dr. DK night. Is what I'm thinking. Here's Irum. Chan the Magic Man's on, playing Grand. I want to see if there's a art buddy that I don't normally hang out with. You know what? Let's just go say hey to Dan, Dr. DK, Bad Tooth Records, awesome musician. If you aren't following him already, drop him a follow when we get over there. That would be super cool. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. I hope you all have a good rest of a Thursday or Friday for those of you on the happy side of the planet. And hopefully I can see you Saturday. 1 p.m. for 3D stuff, and then 8 p.m. for the Saturday Night Social. Art share, Discord chat, and an old cartoon. So let's do this. Let's get this raid on the road. / raid trophy. Alrighty. Looking good. Let me pop over to here. And I'm going to copy my raid call. Where did my raid call go? There it is. I'm going to copy my raid call and call it a night. There we go. Copy. Alrighty. Hasta la vista, baby.